Casinos have always been designed to separate people from their money. But for most of their history, they did it in obvious ways. Bright lights, ringing bells, cheering crowds, and games built on chance. It was easy to see where the risk was. You sat at a table, placed a bet, and hoped luck went your way. But modern casinos don't rely on hope alone anymore. Today's casino is a carefully engineered system, shaped by technology, psychology, and data in ways early gamblers could never have imagined. And once you understand how this modernization happened, it becomes a lot scarier than it first appears. In the earliest days of organized gambling, casinos were simple operations. Games were run by people. Outcomes were resolved by physical objects like cards, wheels, and dice, and everything happened in plain sight. If you lost money, you knew exactly when and how it happened. The house edge existed, but it was blunt. Casinos relied on volume, time, and probability, not precision. There was no tracking, no player profiling, and no way to subtly shape individual behavior beyond atmosphere and social pressure. As casinos became legalized and regulated in the 20th century, especially in places like Las Vegas and Monte Carlo, they began standardizing operations. Rules were fixed, dealers were trained, and layouts were optimized for efficiency. This was the first wave of modernization. Casinos learned that consistency created trust, and trust brought players back. But even at this stage, the casino was still reactive. It responded to players rather than anticipating them. The second wave came with mechanical and electrical innovation. Slot machines evolved from simple mechanical devices into electrically powered games with flashing lights and sound effects. This wasn't just aesthetic, it was psychological. Casinos discovered that sensory feedback increased engagement and time on device. The game no longer ended when the reels stopped spinning. The experience continued through anticipation, celebration, and near misses. This was the moment gambling began shifting from a game of chance to a product of design. As computing power entered casinos in the late 20th century, everything changed. Slot machines became computers with random number generators, allowing outcomes to be controlled with incredible precision. Payout percentages could be adjusted remotely. Volatility could be fine-tuned. Casinos were no longer offering games in the traditional sense. They were offering controlled statistical experiences designed to maximize time, engagement, and revenue. At the same time, casinos introduced player loyalty programs, marketed as rewards for frequent play. On the surface, these cards offered free meals, hotel rooms, and perks. Behind the scenes, they marked the beginning of one of the most powerful tools in modern gambling: player tracking. Every bet, every session length, every game preference began to be recorded, stored, and analyzed. The casino now remembered players long after they forgot their last loss. This data allowed casinos to evolve from general manipulation to personalized optimization. Instead of designing one floor for everyone, casinos could tailor offers, incentives, and environments to individual players. A high-risk slot player might receive free play offers, while a disciplined table player might get hotel comps to keep them on site longer. Modern casinos don't guess what keeps players gambling, they know. Surveillance technology further accelerated this transformation. Cameras stopped being purely security tools and became behavioral sensors. Casinos began monitoring not just cheating, but movement patterns, dwell time, and traffic flow. They learned which machines held attention, which layouts slowed players down, and which pathways led to more spending. The casino floor quietly became a data laboratory. Quick reminder, if you want more content like this that explains why games work the way they do, hit subscribe so you don't miss future videos. You're gonna want to stick around too. The next tip is something most players never think about, and once you see it, you'll never look at the game the same way again. Then came cashless gambling. Chips and bills were replaced or supplemented by digital credits, player accounts, and mobile wallets. This modernization removed friction from betting. When money becomes numbers on a screen, losses feel abstract. The psychological pain of paying is reduced, and bets feel smaller even when they're not. Casinos embraced this shift because frictionless spending almost always increases spending. Online casinos and mobile gambling pushed modernization even further. Unlike physical casinos, digital platforms could track every click, pause, and decision in real time. Algorithms adjusted game recommendations, bonuses, and even difficulty curves based on individual behavior. Gambling no longer required a physical space. It followed players home, into their pockets, and onto their phones. Live dealer games blurred the final line between traditional and modern gambling. Casinos learned that players still craved human interaction, but now it could be delivered remotely at scale. One dealer could host thousands of players simultaneously. This preserved trust and familiarity while maintaining the full power of digital tracking and optimization. The casino was no longer a building, it was an interface. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of modernization is how invisible it is. Modern casinos don't need to pressure players. They don't need aggressive sales tactics or obvious manipulation. Instead, they rely on subtle nudges, slight timing adjustments, personalized incentives, and carefully engineered pacing. Players feel in control, even as the environment quietly adapts around them. Artificial intelligence and machine learning represent the next phase. These systems analyze massive data sets to predict player behavior, identify churn risk, and optimize profitability. If a player is about to stop gambling, the system may trigger a targeted offer. If a player is showing signs of increased risk-taking, the system adjusts accordingly. The casino doesn't wait for decisions, it anticipates them. From an educational perspective, this is where modernization becomes truly concerning. The house edge is no longer just mathematical, it's informational. Casinos know more about players than players know about themselves. They understand emotional patterns, spending thresholds, and behavioral triggers. This asymmetry makes modern gambling fundamentally different from its historical roots. None of this means casinos are inherently evil. Modernization also improved fairness, security, and transparency. Cheating is harder, games are more consistent, disputes are easier to resolve. But these benefits come with trade-offs. The same systems that protect players can also exploit vulnerabilities with surgical precision. The modern casino is not built to beat you in a single hand, spin, or roll. It's built to outlast you. It wins by keeping you engaged, comfortable, and unaware of how finely tuned the experience has become. Understanding this doesn't mean you shouldn't gamble, but it does mean you should gamble with open eyes. Casinos didn't become scarier by becoming louder or flashier. They became scarier by becoming quieter, smarter, and more personal. And in a world where technology continues to evolve faster than regulation or public understanding, the most important defense a player has is education. Because once you see how modern casinos really work, you realize the biggest change wasn't the games, it was who's really in control. And that wraps up today's video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out and tells YouTube this is content worth sharing. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another strategy breakdown, game walkthrough, or insider tip. We've got tons of guides coming your way, and you'll want to be here when they drop. And hey, tell me in the comments what you want to see next. Whether it's roulette strategies, blackjack tips, slot myths, virtual casino breakdowns, whatever you're curious about, let me know. Your ideas shape what we create. Before you go, if you're serious about leveling up your casino knowledge, you have to check out the Ultimate Casino Guide. I put everything I've learned into one massive, easy-to-read resource designed to make you a smarter, more confident, more prepared player. If you've ever wondered which games actually give you the best odds, how do pros manage their bankroll so they don't blow it all in an hour, what tricks casinos use, both physical and digital, to influence your decisions, how to avoid the biggest money traps beginners fall into, then the Ultimate Casino Guide will change the way you play forever. It covers psychology, probability, strategy charts, real-world case studies, VR and online casino risks, loyalty program hacks, literally everything you need to walk into any casino and know exactly what you're doing. The link is right here on the end card. Click it and start transforming the way you play. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, play smart, and I'll see you in the next video.